Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you these adorable little fish here. This is Laimosemion leticiae, a tiny non-annual killifish that was literally discovered in a puddle. And yes, you heard that right, this species was originally found in small puddles in the Colombian rainforest, and it has only been recently described in 2016. I found out about it from an article in the magazine Amazonas, the European version of that magazine, and ever since I read about them, I really had to get them. It took me about 2 years, and now I've kept them for almost a year or maybe half a year. And yes, this is how I keep and breed them. So this is their aquarium. It's a standard 12-liter aquarium that I've filled up to about half of it with RO water. The bottom is covered with oak leaves and I've put some floating plants, Java moss and Java fern inside. And this tank houses my original group of 4 males and 2 females. That's simply because that's what I got from the breeder originally. The males are totally fine with each other, they don't really fight, at most they flare at each other. The females are also totally fine, they aren't really pursued by the males once they swim away, and they are really good at hiding under those leaves and between the plants. So honestly, these fish are probably the best option for a small little nano tank like this, and in my opinion one of the few fish that you can actually keep a proper group of fish in a small tank like this, because they are really small, they don't really move that much, and they are really good at just utilizing the entire space in this small tank. Keeping these guys and raising them is fairly easy. They can be fed with basically just Artemia, though I would recommend also feeding other foods such as microfags, microworms, whatever other small kinds of live foods you have. I, for example, also feed moina now that I have them, which are a very excellent food for all sorts of small nanofish. And if you feed them well, they do really good. They are constantly active, swim around, you can watch them really good, which is one of the reasons why I really want to make a small aquarium for my desk to watch them. Sadly, my desk is a stand-up desk which moves up and down and I can't really put an aquarium on that, but that's a project for whenever I have more space. Breeding these fish is pretty much as easy as the rest of their care. You just need to feed them enough live food, keep their water clean and provide RO water, and pretty soon the females will lay eggs. They lay about 1 to 2 eggs per day into fine plants such as Java moss or the roots of the floating plants, where I collect all of them. You don't really need to do that. You can just leave them in an aquarium and they should hatch and the parents shouldn't bother the fry. But I like to collect them all and put them into these little containers here, where they incubate for about 10 to 15 days, at which point they hatch and are able to immediately eat Artemia, which makes raising them really quite easy. One downside about Laimosemion leticiae is that they are fairly slow growing, which has the upside of them being fairly long-lived, at least for killie standards. They get to about 2 to 4 years old, but in exchange the fry grow pretty slowly. They only reach maturity at about 6 months old, which means they have only a single fry that is now mature. These ones you can see here are a mix of fry from about 3 months old to as little as a month old, and you can see that the oldest ones are only about half as large as their parents at this point. And yeah, that's more or less all of the information I've got for you today. This is a pretty short video, but I just had to tell you about these pretty little fish here. I know they aren't the most beautiful of fish, especially considering other killifish, but they do look quite nice and they are absolutely adorable. They have a lot of character and they are very easy to keep. In my opinion, one of the easiest nanofish that you can get. So the highest hurdle really is getting them, since they are still very rare and you can't easily get the eggs like for annual killifish species. So yeah, if you've got any other questions, please just ask in the comments. I will try to answer them all. Thank you very much for watching this far, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!